Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the POPSICLE KNIGHT channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please take a second to click the like button if you like this video or hit the thumbs down if you don't. Also, if you enjoy the contents of this channel, please subscribe if you haven't already. Also, be sure to look for MARNIE throughout this video. These code giveaways are compliments of PTCGO store.com. If you want to purchase Pokemon online codes, be sure to check them out and there will be an affiliate link in the description below. Or you can use my promo code KNIGHT22 at checkout so you can get a 5% discount. So for today, we'll be taking a look at Metagross VMAX in the Chilling Reign set. First, let's take a look at its pre-evolution Metagross V. It is a metal type rapid strike Pokemon with 220 HP, with 3 retreat cost, resistant to grass, and it has weakness to fire. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Bullet Punch. For 1 metal energy, it will do 20 plus damage. Then you flip 2 coins and for each heads, you add an additional 20 damage. So if you get 2 heads, you can deal a total of 60 damage. Its second attack is Synchro Hammer. For 1 metal and 1 colorless, it will deal 60 plus damage. And if your opponent has the same amount of energy as Metagross V, this attack will deal 150 damage instead, which is pretty good. And its Dynamax form is Metagross VMAX. It is a metal type rapid strike Pokemon with 330 HP, 3 retreat cost, resistant to grass, and it is weak to fire. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Zap Traction. For 1 metal energy, you can search your deck for 2 cards and put them into your hand. This is basically a metal version of Cramorant V's Beak Catch attack. And this attack actually becomes very useful in some matchups, and you'll see that in one of my gameplays. And its second attack is Max Rush. For 1 metal and 1 colorless energy, it will deal 100 damage. However, during your next turn, this Pokemon's Max Rush attack will deal 250 damage instead. And this will be the highlight of Metagross VMAX. All you have to do is start the attack chain with 100 damage on one turn, then Metagross will be dealing 250 damage on the following turns. The only downside to this attack is that your opponent can actually break the attack chain. For example, they can boss one of your bench Pokemon to the active, which deactivates the attack succession of Metagross VMAX, which means you'll have to start over and attack with Max Rush again for just 100 damage. There's also Escape Rope, or maybe your opponent uses Crushing Hammer to discard one of your energy, and with no energy you can't attack with Max Rush for a turn, again deactivating the attack chain. However, this attack is pretty strong. In 2 turns you'll be dealing a total of 350 damage with Max Rush, which pretty much 2-hit KOs any Pokemon in the game. However, as long as you can keep this chain of Max Rush going, you can actually 1-hit KO any Pokemon in the game in your succeeding turns. To do this, we'll be needing the help of Galarian Berserker. It has the ability Steely Spirit, which basically increases all of your metal Pokemon's attack by 20 damage. And since we have 2 of this in this build, we can increase Metagross VMAX attack by 40 damage. Another Pokemon that will increase damage is the Rapid Strike Inteleon line. Well, not exactly damage, but chip damage. It has the ability Quick Shooting. Once during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters to any one of your opponent's Pokemon. And I have 3 evolution line of this Inteleon in the build. And we'll be using the Decidueye line actually for its Shady Dealings ability to help us get our trainer cards. So in total, if you have both Galarian Berserker in play, both of them, and then 3 Inteleons in play, you can deal an extra 100 damage to your opponent's Pokemon. And if Metagross VMAX Max Rush attack chain is already dealing 250 damage, in addition to the 100 extra damage, that's a total of 350 damage, which deals 1-hit knockout against all VMAX in the game. So the approach for this build will be all-out offense. And to complement this strategy, I've included 1 copy of Leon, which increases the attack damage of your active Pokemon by 30 during your turn. As well as a copy of Vitality Band, which adds an additional 10 damage to the attack of its user. So that's potentially an additional 40 damage you'll be dealing against your Pokemon. I will be including 1 copy of Cheryl, which heals all damage from your evolution Pokemon, but it will discard all energy from all the Pokemon that were healed this way. But not to worry, you can use Metal Saucer to attach a metal energy to one of your benched metal Pokemon, possibly Galarian Berserker or one of your other Metagross. And then you can use Energy Switch to put that energy onto your active Metagross VMAX. This way you can fully heal and continue attacking with Metagross VMAX without breaking the chain of Max Rush attack. As for the other cards, I also have Palpad to recycle either our Cheryl, Leon, or Boss's Orders from the discard pile back to our deck. I also have Tool Scrapper because everybody is using a lot of tool cards nowadays, such as Air Balloon and whatnot. And I also have Path to the Peak Stadium, which can turn off the abilities of any Pokemon with a rule box in play. And finally, I've included 2 copies of Coding Energy just in case we face off against Fire-type Pokemon. And that's pretty much it. The deck list will be in the description below, but enough talk, let's see how this build works. Okay, so in this matchup, we'll be starting off with the Sobble and Galarian Meowth. Now, I did add 4 Metagross V in this build, so technically we should be starting off with Metagross V. That's the ideal start. You want to start with Metagross V, put an energy on it, and just all you have to do is find an evolution, Metagross VMAX, another energy, and then you can start the Max Rush chain. But for some reason, I have been playing a lot of games, and I do end up starting with Sobble or Galarian Meowth for some reason. But Sobble is also useful. I'm using the Rapid Strike Sobble. You can actually attach an energy on it, and then you can also use Keep Calling so that you can get more Sobbles and Metagross into your bench. And that's exactly what we're going to do this turn. We'll actually just get another Metagross V because we want to leave a space for another Meowth. The Galarian Berserker is really useful in this one because it automatically increases the damage output of Metagross VMAX by 20, and it's only a stage 1. So, and with the help of Galarian Meowth, it has the ability which allows you to find its evolution in your deck. So all you have to do is discard two of the cards in your hand, which makes it a lot easier to actually set up. Now, the only challenge with the Inteleon line is because it is a stage 2. While Drizzile is useful because of its Shady Dealings ability, it does take 2 turns before you can fully evolve it, and you have to find its evolution line before you do anything useful with this line and actually add damage. However, it is useful because you can snipe your opponent from anywhere on their board, so it's really nice to have. So we are dealing with a Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, and I have had a few battles with Urshifu with this build actually, and surprisingly Metagross VMAX actually dominates against Rapid Strike Urshifu. Even without using any Mew, it really does dominate. So let's see if we can recreate those other gameplays. I probably won't be including that in my gameplay videos because I've had a few changes in the deck list. So I'm trying to record this. I'm hoping that this build is more solid than all the rest, and I can finally feature this video. So for the meantime, we're gonna use Drizzile for Shady Dealings ability. I'm gonna go for Professor's Research because we need more. We found a Metagross VMAX, which is great. And then Berserker. And then let's actually do this and then use Energy Switch so that we can finally use Max Rush attack. And so the great thing about Metagross VMAX is because of its great damage output. You can 2-hit KO any Pokemon in the game. The matchup against Rapid Strike Urshifu is great because Metagross VMAX has a lot of HP. And it takes a while it takes about 3 turns before Rapid Strike Urshifu can deal any real damage against Metagross VMAX. So I'm actually really liking Metagross VMAX. I think it has really big potential. I've also had matches against Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, which is one of the tier 1 decks. Again, unfortunately, I won't be including that footage because, again, the deck list wasn't final at that point. I guess we're just gonna have to settle with this, but at least I can showcase a lot of what this build is capable of, and I really think it has potential to have to be a tier 1 build. Gotta figure out, especially with new cards coming out with the Evolving Skies. All the matchups will be changing once again, so we'll see how Metagross VMAX fares with new VMAXs and other cards coming out fairly shortly, actually. So they're gonna attack with a G-Max Rapid Flow, knocking out our Galarian Berserker, but that leaves them open for us to attack and get 3 prizes off of this Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. So we're just gonna, let's see. I think I'll do both. I'll get both, yeah, let me just get the Berserker line, I think, and just 1 energy, because we still do have 1 more Metal Saucer, so that can be useful. And we're just gonna knock out this Rapid Strike Urshifu Max, and we're gonna get 3 prizes for that. And again, what I really like about Metagross is that the HP it has is really nice. Anyways, against this Rapid Strike matchup, the Shadow Rider Calyrex is slow going, so if you do have an advantage of being able to set up on turn 2, start attacking with Max Rush, you can actually outrun the Shadow Calyrex and win the game fairly easily. But if they can build up enough energy, Shadow Rider can one-hit KO a lot of your Pokemon. So you just gotta plan that one out. But for now, the boss's order are Metagross V, and that actually breaks the chain of our Max Rush attack. So now we have to start over into dealing 100 damage this turn. But that's okay because they don't have any other attackers right now. And the only way they can survive is either switch out our Metagross VMAX so that it can restart the Max Rush chain. If they don't, however, we will be dealing 250 damage, and that will knock out this Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, which will win us the game. So they can switch out, but there's not much they could do. All we have to do is just basically knock out all the Pokemon that goes into their active, and then pave our way through. Oh, they have an escape rope. Well, they're using all of the techniques that actually makes Metagross VMAX turns off the Max Rush, you know. They're gonna chip damage our Metagross VMAX, Gale Thrust, and that will leave them with 1 prize card left to go. But you know what? What we're gonna do here is just continue with the chain, right? I'm gonna boss this for an easy prize. And again, they don't have any other attackers, so if they do decide to attack with that Rapid Strike Urshifu, it's gonna be done. We don't have any other Pokemon in the bench, so they can't switch it out. They cannot break our Max Rush chain anymore. I guess this is a great strategy. If all you have is Metagross VMAX in your active, as long as you can survive a bunch of attacks, I think Metagross VMAX is gonna be great. That's actually a good strategy. Maybe I should just have Metagross VMAX line build. That's it, and have no other Pokemon. I just worry about consistency though, because if you end up having a Metagross V and then you can't find your evolution or any energies, then that's gonna be it. So I'm just gonna keep using my Max Rush attack, and really that's it. That's it. There's no way they can knock out our Metagross VMAX. They don't have any other attacker that can deal more than 220 damage at this point. So I think that's gonna be it. That's gonna be game. Any Pokemon they put in the active, there's no way they can deal enough damage to knock out our Metagross VMAX. So like I said, against the Rapid Strike Urshifu, Metagross VMAX actually does deal a lot, or it puts up a really good fight. So well played to our opponent, and that will win us the game against this Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX build. So good game. Okay, so not sure if we're up against an Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. I don't have a lot of good footage against Ice Rider, because if you didn't know, Ice Rider is weak against Metal type, and Metagross VMAX totally owns that game. So that's one of the tier 2 decks, I guess. And Metagross just is way above against that matchup. It's nice we start off with the Metagross V, Meowth, and Sobble. And looks like we're up against a Decidueye line, and it's gonna be a lot harder for us to go against this matchup, because Decidueye is not affected by the damage from our Metagross VMAX. For the meantime, I'm gonna use Professor's Research. Gets us into a lot more in our hand. Let's go ahead and Bullet Punch. Come on. All we need is 2 coin flips to knock out this Rowlet. Nice. We get 2 heads and we were able to knock out Rowlet. That's one less Decidueye we gotta worry about, right? So unfortunately, they're gonna be able to use a Rare Candy to evolve into Decidueye, and now our Metagross V and VMAX will not be able to deal any damage against their Decidueye. And I have actually fought a lot of games against the Decidueye and Inteleon, and I've only lost I think to one of the games. But the win rate with this Metagross build is actually pretty good. And Metagross VMAX, its Zap Traction attack, which allows you to get 2 cards from the deck, actually plays a great role in winning against the Decidueye line. First of all, Metagross VMAX and Metagross V is resistant to grass, so we're gonna be taking in less damage, and during that time we're gonna be just getting all the needed cards that we need to set up, because the main attacker will be our Inteleon and even Galarian Berserker against this Decidueye. We can gust up the Inteleon line, their Inteleon line, and knock it out with Metagross VMAX. But against Decidueye, we need to use the Inteleon line and even Berserker to actually win against Decidueye. So we're gonna take advantage of Metagross VMAX resistance and also its attack Zap Traction to find the cards we need to set up. And look at that! We get a Metagross VMAX from our top deck. Let's just go ahead and put the Metagross V in the bench. And I'm just going to start energizing my Inteleon lines here. And I'm going to use Zap Traction to get our Drizzile so we can start evolving it into Inteleon, allowing us to get even closer to start dealing some big damage against this Decidueye. Leon actually plays a good role in this matchup too, and we have Palpad so we can reuse it because it increases the damage of Inteleon. Because our quick shooting Inteleon only does 70 damage, but combine that with quick shooting Leon's increased damage and the 70 damage that Inteleon deals, you can knock out a Decidueye. So they Marnie again, and that's okay because now we have Galarian Berserker and we have Level Ball to use so that we can get a Drizzile and even an Evolution Incense to evolve. We do get an Inteleon off of the top deck. Let's just go ahead and evolve into Berserker for now. I'm gonna put this Vitality Band on our active, get Drizzile. I'm gonna go ahead and Leon is available. Boss's Order is available. I can boss one of their Inteleon lines and just knock it out. I could get Professor's Research too to draw in 2 more cards. I'm really leaning towards boss, but we do have an energy. I'm just gonna get energy switch, I think. Let me get another Drizzile with this, and I'm gonna energy switch this onto my Metagross VMAX. That way we can start attacking their Inteleon line. And I'm gonna evolve into another Drizzile, and I think I'm gonna get a Metal Saucer so that I can start setting up my Berserker line. For now, I'm gonna use Zap Traction, and so we get another. We already have an Inteleon, so we can get another one. And thinking Boss or Leon, I'll get Boss. So they can evolve into Drizzile or their Inteleon. Okay, there's the Drizzile. We can target that with the Boss. They're gonna get another rare candy. So they have 2 Decidueyes. We'll have to contend with 2 Decidueyes that we cannot damage. It's gonna be a big problem. And they evolve into a quick shooting Inteleon, doing some chip damage. The Drizzile should be able to survive an attack from this Decidueye. But that's okay because we can evolve into Inteleon this turn, and it will be able to survive a few more attacks from Decidueye unless they gust it into the active. I'm gonna go ahead and put an energy on Berserker for the meantime. I'm gonna quick shooting this Inteleon, then 1 on this Decidueye in the active. I'm gonna boss this Inteleon, Max Rush to knock out this Inteleon, because that increased our damage output with Berserker and also our Vitality Band. So we dealt exactly 130 damage, knocking out that Inteleon with the help also of the quick shooting. So now they're gonna put one of their Decidueye into the active. At this point, we can't really retreat. We'll have to use Zap Traction to get a switch and maybe a Leon to increase damage output. And like I said, this Metagross VMAX is fairly it's very helpful, especially with the Zap Traction. You know, you don't need to you don't have to worry about running out of trainer cards. Draw into the cards that you need. You could just keep looking in your deck, put it in your hand, and deal a lot of damage, or deal some good damage with the Inteleon line against the Decidueye. It is a little slow going, but this is the nature of this matchup, you know. Decidueye just sits there or flies there, and doesn't take in any damage unless we use our other single prizer Pokemon against it. Our Inteleon should be safe unless they gust it. I'm gonna go ahead and quick shooting that Rowlet there. Quick shooting this in the active again. Zap traction. And I'm probably gonna get boss and another energy so we can start attacking with Inteleon. But we need to switch out actually. We need to switch Inteleon into the active. So there's a lot of things going on here. We can't knock out their Decidueye just yet. I'm just gonna use boss for now, and I'm probably gonna target that Rowlet before it turns into a Decidueye. Okay, it's too late. Too late. Well, maybe we can target the Drizzile. Actually, that will get us another prize using Metagross V. But they're gonna boss our Inteleon for sure. That will knock it out. No. Okay. Oh, that's all right with me. Let me go ahead and put an energy on this Inteleon. It will get knocked out in the next turn. But that's okay. We have Berserker as a secondary attacker against the Decidueye. So let me go ahead and quick shooting this one in the active. And another one. And we should be able to knock it out with Waterfall. Let me just go ahead and switch out actually and just get this Drizzile. Max Rush. Because what they could do is just use Scoop Up Net, and that's gonna, you know, that's one less Pokemon that we can easily knock out. So, and they can evolve it into an Inteleon, which can do, if they use the quick shooting, they can chip away at our other Inteleon as well, and we could just lose a lot of prizes off of that. They're gonna continue to use Splitting Arrow, deal 60 damage against our Metagross. And our Inteleon, go ahead and evolve this. I may have to use Professor's Research. Inteleon will not survive another attack. We get a Leon. See what's the best option here. We can use the Inteleon to knock out this Decidueye. Let me go ahead and use Palpad and just get these two boss, which could be very useful if they have more Inteleon line that we can target, and just use Metagross VMAX to knock it out. But for now, I'm gonna use quick shooting for sure, chip away at the other Decidueye. I'm gonna go ahead and switch into Inteleon. Quick shooting the other Decidueye, which the chip damage actually makes a difference, especially that's the one with the energy. So we can knock out this Decidueye, get one prize off of that. We have access to 2 boss, so we can boss that Inteleon. We just need to knock out this Decidueye in the active. However, if they have an energy, okay, they're gonna be able to knock out both our Inteleon, leaving Berserker as our only attacker. Oh, you know what? That's fine. As long as we get an energy on our top deck, that would be great. Because we just need an energy on Berserker, and then we can use Leon, increase its damage, knock out a Decidueye, but they're gonna boss. Okay. You know what? That was actually a pretty good move from our opponent. So they boss Berserker, knock out the 2 Inteleon, and deal a fair amount of damage against our Berserker. But we get energy switch from our top deck, which we actually really need. Now we can use Leon, and we can knock out this Decidueye for a knockout. Oh my goodness, that top deck. We actually just needed an energy, but energy switch is pretty good too. So they're gonna put Decidueye in the active, and we can actually just knock it out with this Berserker. They don't have any other attackers. They have Inteleon with the quick shooting, but our Berserker will survive with 2 HP. They're gonna Bird Keeper to Rowlet, but that's it. We can knock out Rowlet unless they switch into Decidueye, then that's gonna be a problem. Oh, that's it! We win the game! There it is. Well played. Oh my goodness, that was a long game. Alright. So we are gonna start off with a Sable. Again, you know what? I'm really sad because I have 4 Metagross V. I really hope to start with Metagross V in all the games. But most of the time I really don't start with the Metagross V. It's kind of sad. Look at this. Out of all the Pokemon that's available. Okay, well, we do get a Metagross V off that on our first draw. Start the game. Gonna go ahead and use Quick Ball. We do discard an energy, allowing us to set up to use Metal Saucer. I'm gonna use Level Ball to get a Meowth. And this is basically a perfect line for us. This is a perfect lineup. You can knock out any Pokemon with this lineup as long as you evolve everything. And once you evolve into Metagross VMAX, start the Max Rush chain. That's gonna be it. We're up against an ADP Zacian build. And this is a very tough contender. It's still Tier 1 deck. Tier 1 cards. Tier 1 combination. They're using Big Charm to add more HP to their ADP. Energy Switch, but they don't have anything else, so they can't use Ultra Creation just yet. So that gives us an advantage, which is really good. There's our Metal Saucer. Let's go ahead and get Evolution Incense, Metal Saucer into Metagross V, evolve into Metagross VMAX, evolve our Inteleon line with Decidueye. Shady Dealings will help us get a switch to switch our Metagross VMAX into the active. We're going to Professor's Research, and we don't get much else out of that, but we can use Evolution Roar, which is a really great ability for our Meowth, so that we can get Berserker, increasing Metagross VMAX attack. And let's see, could we sacrifice 2 more cards in our hand so that we can get another Berserker? I'm gonna go ahead and just put an energy on Decidueye so that we can use energy switch in case we need to. Gonna just discard that, get another Berserker. So now we're dealing 40 extra damage with our Max Rush. So we're dealing 140 damage. So not too bad for just 2 energy. 140, that's not bad. You're gonna use Pokemon Catcher Not bad. 140. Yeah, the Berserker line actually makes a big difference towards this Metagross VMAX line. I wonder if we could just do a 3-3 line of Berserker. Gonna be an additional 60, right? What if you had a 4-4 line plus 80? You can be dealing you can deal automatic 330 damage if you don't have any of the Berserker line prized. That's 330 damage, and if you put a Vitality Band, that's actually a really good combo. But they did mess up our Max Rush chain with the boss, so now we'll have to start over. I was hoping for an Inteleon from that professor, but we didn't get it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and restart my chain here. Deal 140 damage. We can chip away at this Crobat V once we get our Inteleon line. Gonna Pokemon Catcher again. Hopefully it's okay, good. Which they have Zamazenta, which is immune against our Metagross VMAX, which is gonna be a pain. But you know what? Just so you know, even though you don't do any damage against this Zamazenta, you can actually keep up the chain of Max Rush. You can just keep attacking and you'll be dealing 250 damage. So if they do switch out of this Zamazenta V, you'll still be doing 250 damage. So you can still attack Zamazenta. You won't deal any damage, but they're gonna boss's order and knock out our Berserker. So that will lessen our attack power, unfortunately. And this is gonna be a tough one because we can't deal any damage. I mean, there are other Pokemon doesn't have any energies. Maybe we can use Zap Traction to get. Ooh, we get an Inteleon. Nice. We could put an energy on Inteleon and start attacking at this against this Zamazenta. Let me go ahead and put an energy on Berserker. And I'll just energy switch on Berserker, which could help us attack this Zamazenta V as well. And I'm just going to slowly chip away at that Crobat. We're not dealing much damage against the Zamazenta. It still has 160 HP. But that's okay. We have Berserker to help us out. We can deal 70 more damage against this Zamazenta. We could probably quick shooting. And we'll be dealing 90 damage, right? Yeah. 90. Yeah. So if we... Inteleon should be able to survive an attack from Zamazenta. And then we can finish it off with Galarian Berserker, which deals 90 damage because the Steely Spirit ability applies to itself. There it is. Path to the Peak would be very useful against this matchup. That means Zamazenta V's ability is not gonna have any effect. But they have Chaotic Swell. I can't wait until it rotates out. I mean, it's useful for us in some builds, but with the builds that I'm using now, you know, post-rotation builds, you know, it's you wish that all those other cards are not playable so that you can actually have a success in the build that you've created. But for now, let's go ahead and use Evolution Incense, evolve into Drizzile, go ahead and get another trainer card. What can we get? Huh. Our Ordinary Rod is prized. I'm actually looking for it because I wanted the Berserker line back into play, but we're just gonna have to deal with it And I'm just gonna go ahead and quick shooting the Crobat to get our 2 prizes. See what we get. There's our Ordinary Rod. That will get us our Berserker line back into the deck. But our bench is full, so we might not be able to use it. Let's see how many energies. I think I'll just shuffle 2 Pokemon back to the deck. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. And I'll just get these 2. I'll get the Berserker line back into our deck. If they manage to knock out one of our Inteleon, we'll have space to use a Berserker. So let's go ahead and chip away at this Zamazenta V. And we have energy on our hands, so we can knock it out with our Berserker. And we'll have access to boss to be able to knock out their other Pokemon thereafter. So this is definitely an interesting matchup. Zamazenta V does pose a challenge. If we had Path to the Peak, that would be really good. That would have been really good. Its ability would have no effect, and then you can just keep attacking with Metagross VMAX. But it is what it is. We do get an Inteleon from our top deck, which is really great. And I'm gonna put an energy on Metagross V, and we can actually knock out this Zamazenta because its ability only works against VMAX. So I'm gonna use Leon's Synchro Buster, dealing 120 damage, which is more than enough to knock out this Zamazenta V. And Metagross V should be able to survive an attack from this ADP unless they use their Zacian V to attack. And we don't have any basics, so yeah. Sorry, Mawile. Sorry. They're gonna attack, and yeah, they're probably thinking that our VMAX won't be able to knock it out because we're only dealing 100 damage. However, our Metagross V, actually, it has a very powerful attack. Synchro Hammer, I think, should be dealing 60 damage plus 90, that's 150. Um, 170. Plus we have our Berserker. So that's actually going to be exactly what we need. Exactly. So all we need to do is attach an energy. And that should be it. 170, right? 60 plus 90, that's 150. Plus 20 from Berserker. Even with that big charm on this ADP, we should be dealing exactly 170 damage to knock out this ADP. Just double check. Yeah, 170. That's it. Synchro Hammer for the win against this ADP Zacian Zamazenta build. Not bad. Good game. And that's it for the video. Again, shout out to PTCGOstore.com for allowing us to receive PTCGO codes to give away. So if you're looking to purchase some online codes, be sure to check them out, and you can click on the affiliate link in the description below or use my code KNIGHT22 at checkout for a 5% discount. If you enjoyed this video, please take a second to click the like button. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this build and the gameplay. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Knight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.